Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Linker, and I'm an account manager with AQL Technologies. And with us today, I have Rizwan Ansari, who's our part of our strategic solutions team. He works closely with educational institutions to identify pain points and build digital-first solutions. Hussein Sheikh is also with us. He is a solution architect with deep expertise in Microsoft Power Platform, SharePoint, and Microsoft AI. Before we get started, a little bit about AQL Technologies. We're a Microsoft Gold partner and a ServiceNow Premier partner. We bring over 2 decades of experience across federal, state, local government, Fortune 1000s, and nonprofits. With more than 100 successful projects delivered, we have a diverse client base and a team of over 200 specialists that excels in Microsoft Dynamics, Power Platform, RPA, and SharePoint. We've conducted over 500 training sessions and hold a GSA Schedule 70, SBA 8A certification, and our commitment to deliver tailored solutions by working closely with clients to address their unique needs and challenges. AQL also offers Power Platform COE Starter Kit to enhance your Power Platform setup with RPA for invoice processing to automate your invoicing. Explore these solutions on the Microsoft App Source to see how they can improve your operations and drive efficiency. AQL offers a range of Power Apps available on the Microsoft App Source. These include AQL My Timesheet, AQL Archiving App, AQL Supplier Management, and AQL Release and Change Management. Each app is designed to streamline and enhance various business processes, providing practical solutions for your organization's operational challenges. AQL also offers SharePoint Internet Web Parts designed to transform and elevate your internet experience. They enhance productivity, boost employee engagement, and streamline communication with organizations. They offer functionalities that support better communication, seamless navigation. They are tailored to meet your specific needs and organizational goals. AQL Technologies offers end-to-end Microsoft 365 services to drive digital transformation for organizations. From building low-code apps with Power Platform and automating workflows using Copilot Studio to enhance collaboration through Microsoft Teams and SharePoint, we cover it all. We also specialize in data solutions using Azure Data, Microsoft Fabric, and SQL Server. Along with these enterprise app development, .NET with support for Office 365 and Dynamics 365, AQL empowers business to be more agile, connected, and intelligent. So before we get started and jump into things, a quick note about webinar rules. All attendees can ask their questions and raise concerns in the chat. If your question or concern isn't addressed by the end of the webinar, we'll follow up with an answer within 2 days. There will be 4 sets of polls, each with 3 questions lasting 30 seconds each. Please take a moment and try to answer them to the best of your ability. We will provide a feedback email to be sent out. Please respond so we can improve our content. Here's a quick look at what we'll cover today. The importance of effective feedback, challenges with traditional feedback systems, our solutions that leverage Microsoft Forms, Power Automate, SharePoint, AI sentiment analysis, benefits of automating feedback workflows, and then a live demo that will be had by Hussein.
Thank you, Steve. Hello and welcome, everyone. I thank you for joining in. Let me reintroduce myself. I am Rizwan Ansari. I am Microsoft 365 architect and project manager. With me is Husnain. I let him introduce himself.
Hello everyone, I'm Husnain Sheikh. I'm a solution architect with expertise in Power Platform, Microsoft AI and Azure.
Thanks, Husnain. Before we dive into the demo, let's take a step back and understand why effective feedback is so important in the first place, especially for educational institutions. So it improves teaching and learning outcomes. Feedback gives teacher direct insights into how students are expecting the learning process. Are they finding the lessons engaging? Are they struggling with the topic? With honest feedback, educator can adapt their teaching methods, clarify concepts, and provide support where it's needed the most. It strengthens parent and student engagement. So when parent and students are invited to share their views, they feel that someone is out there to hear them out. That sense of involvement builds trust and collaboration between families and institutions. In turn, this leads to better student morale and student sense of community. And so then we have informed data driven decision. Feedback isn't just opinions, it's data. So when collected properly, it can help schools spot trends, monitor satisfactions, and make data informed decisions on everything from curriculum design to facility improvement. It helps identify issues early. Feedback acts as an early warning system. So if there's recurring concern, say about exam stress, it could be cafeteria or quality of the cafeteria or even bullying, it can be detected early through patterns in the feedback. So this gives the institution the chance to respond proactively rather uh, reactively. Then it supports continuous improvement and accreditation. So many accreditation bodies and education boards are now uh, expecting institutions to demonstrate how they act on feedback. An effective feedback loop shows that schools or colleges are serious about quality and continuous improvement. So let's take a moment to reflect on how feedback was traditionally gathered in schools and colleges and the challenges that came with it. So manual collection and entry. First of the most feedback was collected using printed forms or manually typed in spreadsheets. This not only consumed a lot of time, but it also increased the risk of errors. Imagine sitting through hundreds and hundreds of paper responses. It's exhausting and impractical, right? Then delayed responses. Secondly, so by the time feedback is collected, sorted, and reviewed, the opportunity to take action is often lost. Delayed insight means delayed improvements, which can seriously impact students and parent satisfaction. Third is absence of centralized repository. Another big issue. There's often a single place where all feedback lives in automated system, but with manual system, offline system, it's scattered everywhere on emails, on papers, different staff members folder. So this lack of centralization makes it really hard to track trends or compare feedback over time. Then no automated analysis, as we can see that data is all stored manually in case of traditional feedback system. It's very time consuming process to actually sort through it, identify the trends and do the analysis on that. So they don't traditional system don't help us understand the tone of the feedback as well, whether someone is frustrated or just neutral. So there's no automation also involved over here, which limits real-time decision making. Then limited stakeholder uh, visibility. So whether it's head of the department or school management, often they don't have direct timely access to this information. So valuable feedback ends up being underutilized. And that's exactly why we need to move beyond traditional methods. The solution we are about to demonstrate addresses each of these gaps. So let's have a look at it. Now let's look at the solution that will automate the entire feedback mechanism. So our approach is built on Microsoft Power Platform. So we begin with Microsoft Forms. This is a tool used to gather feedback directly from students and parents, whether it's about academics, infrastructure, or events. The forms provide a simple and mobile-friendly way for users to share their thoughts. We chose this Microsoft Forms for this feedback solution because it's easy to deploy, mobile friendly, and included with most of the Microsoft 365 licenses, making it cost-effective solution. It's ideal for collecting structured and open-ended feedback from students and parents. Power Apps, while more powerful and customizable, may require additional licensing depending on the use case. It's better suited for internal scenario like staff feedback, where advanced logic, data validation, or integration with multiple data sources is needed. So the next component in our solution is Power Automate. So once someone submits their feedback, we use Power Automate to immediately trigger a cloud flow. So this flow captures the form's response and passes the data to the database without any need for manual intervention or manual work. Uh, Power Automate is a tool from Microsoft that helps you automate tasks and processes without writing a single line of code. Think of it as a connector that links different apps and services together. So in our demo, we are using it to automatically move feedback from Microsoft Forms into SharePoint and then trigger a sentiment analysis using AI Builder. This saves times and ensures nothing falls through the cracks. The third component is a SharePoint, where uh, we'll be using as a storage location for all submitted feedback. Is reliable, easy to use, and comes with uh, with most of the Microsoft 365 plans, making it a practical choice for educational institutions. Every response submitted through Microsoft Forms is stored in a structured format inside a SharePoint list, so which then becomes our central source of truth. And from there, we can run our analysis and do anything with the data we have gathered. So SharePoint is just one of the many data sources you can use. If your institutions require more complex data, or they have more complex data relationship, or higher scalability is a need, Microsoft Dataverse is a great solution as an alternate solution to SharePoint list, especially if you are already using Microsoft Power Platform extensively. So you can also connect to the external systems like SQL Server, Azure SQL, that's SQL in the cloud, or even call APIs using the HTTP connectors in Power Automate. And yes, if your institution has a student information system uh, that supports APIs or integration, it's definitely possible to push this feedback data directly to into that system. For example, feedback about a student or even events can be associated with the records in SIS. So that's a student information system. So giving your institution a more complex view of complete view of engagement and sentiment. So it just requires some configuration with that APIs or middleware. So that system must support the APIs, and we can just send the data to that system. Uh, Now let's talk about AI Builder. So this is a fourth component in our architecture. So this is Microsoft's low-code AI capability solution built right into the Power Platform. The great thing is you don't to be a data scientist or write any complex code to use it. It allows you to easily bring artificial intelligence into your app and workflow. So in our solution, we are going to use AI Builder specifically for sentiment analysis to detect whether the feedback shared by students or parents is positive, whether it's negative, or maybe neutral. So this gives us more context than just reading the plain text. It helps institutions understand how people feel. But AI Builder can do a lot more than just sentiment analysis. It also supports form processing, object detection, uh, then predicting uh, something, that's prediction model, making informed decisions based on historical patterns, simple text uh, recognition, that's OCR, for example, extracting text from printed or handwritten text, or from images, and even language detection and category classification. So it's very flexible tool, and as your needs grows, AI Builder can be used to add more intelligence into your feedback workflows or any other solution across your institution. So and that's what's great. is that this process runs automatically every time a new response comes in. Once we like this process that we're going to build, so it will run every time a new response comes in. So you don't have to wait till the end of the week or the month to analyze and gather all the data together to actually derive something out of it. It happens in real time. Before we dive into the live demo, let's look at the benefits that we can achieve by automating the feedback system. So one of the biggest benefit is the centralized data collection. Instead of feedback being scattered across emails, spreadsheets, or even paper forms, everything comes into a structured format like SharePoint list or Dataverse or any other structured data sources. This means that all feedback, whether it's from students, parents, or staff, it's stored in one place, making it easier to access, manage, analyze, and do a lot more things. Second, real-time alerts and faster responses to issues. Now imagine a scenario where parents share serious concern about safety during an event. With manual processes, this might get buried in someone's inbox. But with automation, we can trigger real-time alerts the moment a negative sentiment is detected. Ensure that this ensure that school staff or administrator can take action immediately. Isn't that powerful? Third is sentiment based decision making. As you will understand, it's not just about collecting feedback, it's about understanding how people feel. So, are students feeling positive about a new curriculum change? Are parents satisfied with the communication from the school? So, by using AI builder sentiment analysis, institutions can move from data collection to actual insight, data insights, insights driven decisions and actions. So, the last is the time saving and scalability for the future needs. So what previously took hours and hours or even days of manual data entry now happens in few seconds. It's not just fast, it's also scalable. Whether you are a school of 500 students or a university with 1,000, the same flow continues to work seamlessly. So in short, automating the feedback workflow help institutions become more responsive, data driven and efficient, creating a better experience for everyone involved in this process. So this process reduces manual work, improves visibility, and allow institutions to act faster and smarter. Now let's move on to the next section of this webinar, and I would like to ask my colleague Husnain to share his screen and walk us through how a survey form can be built.
Thank you, Rizwan. Let me share my screen and take you through solutions step by step. I'll be sharing my screen. So I hope my screen is visible. So we'll begin by creating a form. Uh, this is what a student or parent will fill in. So let's create a form. I'll take a new form. So we are going to multiple data types field where we'll capture details for the feedback. Okay, I'll start with I'll provide a name. This is going to be our name of the choose text. Another question we'll be asking is the role of the person who is providing the feedback, whether it's a student or parent. So for that, we'll take a multi choice. Next question we will be asking is like provide a rating for the feedback. So we have a feed like a type available as a ranking. Sorry, rating. I meant to say rating. Okay, and then the last one will take as a text where we can ask a user to provide a feedback in descriptive words. So this is going to be our form. Uh, it- yeah, so now we have to share this link with the people who we want to provide a feedback. So we have a multiple options available here. So we can fill out this form. Anyone can respond, or only people in the institution. For example, when we want respond response from the faculties, people working in the organization or institution, in that case we can have this option, only people in the organization. Okay, so currently I will go with this only.
Okay.
So I'll click on collect response and I'll share this with myself. Okay, now I will get an email. Let me open my email. So I have received this email and I will click on it. You can see that the form is open. So before like filling up this form, uh, we need to uh, create a data source where we are going to store our feedback. So let
That's
me
that's awesome. Means this form got created so quickly. It's I mean it's definitely made the process of collecting feedback for anybody in the institution or any organization uh, very easy, right? So yeah, any such feedback form can be created or service can be created in few minutes, and let's send it out to whichever audience you want to select as your source, and you have shown to me to everyone. That's awesome. Yeah. So once the form is ready, so we need to decide where that this data goes, right, Hussein? So can you show how that's set up?
absolutely. The next step is to create a SharePoint list to store the form responses. Now that we have seen the feedback form, the next step is setting up a place to store the data. For this, we will use a Microsoft SharePoint. Let me
Mhm.
walk you through how we create a new SharePoint list tailored for our feedback process. So let me SharePoint. I'll create a new list here. Provide the name as the event feedback itself. And here we need to choose the columns where we will be capturing the data. So as the name we had and data type we had taken in the form, I'll take the same way. Data type will be text and I'll choose text. Okay, next column will be role. So it will be a multi-choice. Okay, so taking as rating. Last one was feedback. That is going to be a multi-lines of text. We'll take one more column where we will be storing our sentiment. That is going to be a text. So this is our SharePoint list where we will be capturing our Microsoft Form data. So this list will act as our central data store as soon as someone submits the form. Power Automate will push their response into the list. Later, we will use AI Builder to process the sentiment and populate the sentiment.
Yeah, so right. So using SharePoint as a backend ensures secure and structured data storage. So with great flexibility it offers, we can easily apply permissions. We can track version history here and even build Power BI reports directly on top of this list. Alternatively, if you have the right licenses in place, you can use Microsoft Dataverse, which offers advanced security and control. For this demo, we chose SharePoint list. So what Hussein has shown to us. So Hussein, once the list is ready, how do we get the data flowing in automatically?
Great question. This is where the Power Automate comes in. So let me uh, create a Power Automate flow, which we will be using to capture Microsoft Form data.
Okay.
So let me provide the, okay, let's keep it over here. So I will choose a trigger when a new form is submitted. Okay, and then we need to provide a form name. Once we have a trigger ready, we need to capture our like get the response from the form. So we need another action that is called when new like response details. So this is the action. We will get the response from the Microsoft form. Okay. Then again, we need now we have the like form and response ID. We need to store it in the SharePoint list. So here I will take another action. We need to choose the site where we have created our SharePoint list and the list. Here we need to provide the name of the columns. Custom value we will be getting from the form. So I'll save this. Okay, the name. So this is a flow ready to capture whenever a new form is submitted. This flow will be triggered and it will capture the data. As you must have seen, we have also added a placeholder column in the SharePoint list for sentiment, which we will update using AI. For that,
Mm,
I'll be showing
mm.
you
So that
a
comes
new
now comes my
yes.
now comes my favorite part, sentiment analysis. So Husnain, if you can explain to everyone how exactly this will work. So I understand we are using the AI builder predict model, but what's happening behind the scenes?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, here how it works. Like now comes
Mhm.
flow number two, which is triggered when a new item appears in the SharePoint list. Okay, this flow, the new flow which I'm going to create, this flow starts like again with it will be triggered, uh, and let me create it and explain you. So
Okay,
choose instant cloud flow again, okay, and I'll skip this part. Item is created. Sorry. So it's our trigger when an item is created. So I'll provide the site address here. My site address is stand practice, and we need to choose the list name. The list name is event feedback. Okay. Uh, I need to take a new, like whenever in this flow is triggered, we have like I will choose the action which needs to be performed when the uh, it is triggered. So now we need to analyze the feedback. So I'll choose the action. So I'm choosing this action, analyze sentiment. So we have to specify the language here and the name of the column which needs to be analyzed. So here, another action is for once the data is sentiment back to the SharePoint list. For that, we have to take a new action.
Let's move on to the next section now in this webinar. So Husnain, can we now see what the results look like in SharePoint? I would love to see how all that feedback that gets gathered, how they will appear, especially the sentiment part. Does each entry show the comments with it, whether it's positive or negative? So yeah, I would love to see that, and let's show it to the audience as well.
Sure, submit this form.
So you're submitting this as a student, okay, and
Yes.
giving some feedback. All right. Okay, this student was okay experience, so you're giving 3 rating. That's fine.
So I have provided my feedback and I will click on submit. So my form is submitted. Let me
Uh-huh.
refresh my SharePoint list.
Awesome.
So as you can see,
Thanks.
the
Yeah.
final
Mhm.
data in the SharePoint list, and we'll just wait for a few seconds because the flow takes time to analyze the sentiment.
So that's the part where the record got submitted. Now, uh, Azure's AI sentiment analysis is happening now, right?
Yes.
So
So
the
that
yeah,
flow is running and it takes some time. Yeah. So you can see here is the final output.
awesome.
So
So it's positive for this uh, feedback, specific feedback. Okay.
from here, we can build dashboards, set alerts, or take actions depending on the nature of the feedback.
Mm-hmm. So as we can see, this feedback will be collected in SharePoint list, but it will be of no use till you derive some meaningful result out of it. So Husnain, like let's look at the Power App that actually do that. So we also have that Power App that will summarize all the feedback. So meanwhile, this hosting is sharing screen. The Power. So just wanted to know that this Power App is a basic app that will help staff view the feedback responses, and it will automatically generate the summaries of all the responses that has been submitted for that specific survey or feedback. So let's have a look at it.
Yeah, what you are seeing on the screen is a Power App connected to our SharePoint feedback list. Since we collect feedback from different events like yearly surveys, PTMs, or specific schools activities, we have added a drop-down menu at the top where user can simply select the event they are interested in. Like there could be a different events, right? So user can select the event and get, as you see, the data is refreshing, and for the specific event, data is being shown. And this the text which you are seeing, it is a summary of all the feedbacks provided by the user. So we are using a AI builder prompt, which is providing the summary based on all the feedbacks for this particular event. If I change this to faculty feedback, you will see this data is refreshed and this AI generated summary feedback also is changing. Okay, it fetches and displays all individual feedback entries from SharePoint, and like it sends those feedback comment as an array to AI model through a prompt using AI Builder or Azure OpenAI, which then returns a clean human-like summary capturing the overall sentiment and key highlights of all responses. This makes it easy for school admins or educators to quickly grasp the overall tone of a feedback without reading each individual entry, while still having the option to drill into specific response. Let me also show the Power Automate flow used for providing the summary through AI Builder prompt. So this is the Power Automate flow, which we are triggering from the Power Apps. And once we get the details from the SharePoint list, we have created this variable. We are appending the variable with all the feedbacks for that specific event, and then we are passing those value to prompt, and in return it is providing us the summary which we are showing it over here. So that was the
That
Power Automate.
that was fantastic, Husnain. So very practical. Um, so the form that we have seen here is something pretty basic that can be definitely enhanced to next level. So this was a specific to a demo and wanted to show everyone the power of sentiment analysis and how summarization works. But yeah, so that can be taken to any other level. So UI can be improved to great extent. So Hossein, now I'm thinking, what if school wants to automatically notify a counselor when a feedback is marked negative? Because that's the most critical part where they have to track the negative sentiments or take immediate action on some critical negative feedback.
Great question. We can highlight records with negative feedback on the Power App screen. Regarding notification, it will be just another Power Automate that will keep monitoring for negative comments and send a notification when it detects a feedback. Send an email alert raising a concern.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
How about aggregating this data over time? Can we visualize this into something better view, better screen, better report?
Yeah, absolutely. We can connect this SharePoint list to Power BI and build dashboards showing trends in satisfaction over time, sentiment by event, top concerns raised by students and parents.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
So as we have seen here, so education institute need smart way to collect and respond to feedback. So using forms, Power Automate, AI Builder, and SharePoint, we have created a seamless automation solution. This empowers educators to listen, learn, and improve. Thanks, Usman, for the wonderful demo, and I thank all participants for joining this webinar. Do stay tuned for more webinars coming up. So we now open the floor to questions. Steve, over to you.
Okay, everybody, now we're going to be taking some questions. Our first question is, how is the AI Builder prompt configured for feedback summary?
Yeah, so we have used AI Builder's prompt to automatically summarize all the feedback responses. Instead of reading each comment one by one, the AI gives us a quick, clear summary. This helps save time and gives us a key insights instantly. So let me show you the AI Builder prompt. I'm sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if you come here on the Power Apps, you have this prompts. Okay, here there are already pre-built models, but we have created our uh, custom model using the summarized text.
Okay, thank you for that, Hussein. Now on to our next question. Can we train custom AI models for sentiment analysis instead of using the default ones?
Um, yes, AI Builder does allow you to train custom models using your own data, especially if your institution uses terminology or phrases not well handled by the pre-built model. Yes, definitely, you can definitely go with custom model.
Thanks, Rizwan. Now on to our next question. What licensing is required to use Power Automate with AI Builder and SharePoint integration?
Generally, Power Automate per user or per flow plans are needed. Uh, AI Builder credits are required for using prediction models. So SharePoint access is covered under Microsoft 365 licensing. So these are the basic licensing you need for uh, AI Builder.
Thank you, Rizwan. And on to our next question. Is it possible to analyze sentiment from long, detailed feedback, not just short text?
Yes, but very long text may affect the performance or accuracy. It's best to limit input size, break long text into a smaller parts.
Thank you, Hussein. And we have another question. Can we trigger notification or workflows based on sentiment results? For example, alert for negative feedback?
You would like to take that, Hussein?
Yes, absolutely. You can use conditional actions in Power Automate to send alerts, emails, or create tasks if the sentiment is negative. So based on that, obviously we can do that.
Thank you, Hussein. To our next question. How scalable is this solution for institutions with thousands of students and parents?
Very scalable. Microsoft Forms can handle large number of responses, and Power Automate flows can be designed to manage high volumes with parallelization and batching. We can definitely, it's very scalable.
Thank you, Hussein. On to our next question. Can this workflow be adopted for internal staff feedback or faculty reviews?
Let me take that, Hussein. So yes, it's definitely
Yes,
possible.
please go ahead.
As I said earlier, the same framework can be used for collecting internal feedback from teachers, from administrative staff, or faculty reviews. Yep.
Thank you, Rizwan. And here's our next question. Do students or parents need Microsoft accounts to fill out the forms?
No, they don't. forms can be shared, as we have seen, forms can be shared anonymously with anybody outside of the organization. That's why we use Microsoft Form that was specifically made for this purpose. Otherwise, we could have gone with Power Apps that could be shared internally.
Thank you so much, Rizwan. On to our next question. Is there a mobile-friendly version of the entire process for users that have smartphones?
Hussein?
Yes, Microsoft Forms is fully mobile responsive, and SharePoint can be accessed via browser or mobile apps. Yes. So the answer is yes, definitely.
Thank you, Hussein. On to our next question. Can this be integrated with our existing ERP or LMS system?
Yes, Power Automate supports connectors and APIs or many systems. Custom integration can also be built for your ERP or LMS. Uh, yeah, that's it. Definitely that it can be integrated.
Thank you so much, Hussein. What's the typical cost involved for a small to medium-sized institution to implement this?
Uh, so basically, it varies based on licenses and customizations. That's purely based upon your need. A basic solution can often be implemented using existing Microsoft 365 license you have with additional charges for AI builder or consulting. Yep, that's a basic. Uh, where the specific cost, that's something. Yeah, every implementation is different, so that depends upon your specific needs.
Great, thank you, Rizwan. What are the next steps if we want to pilot this in our school?
So we assist with discovery sessions to allow to tailor the solution as per your needs. So as I said, you'll need 365 licenses and optionally AI builder credits depending on the usage of this process. So generally, a very basic implementation might take uh, 2 to 3 weeks of time. But again, as the complexity increases, the implementation time changes.
Great, thank you for that, Rizwan. Next question is, can we extend this solution to handle course evaluation surveys at the end of each semester?
Let me answer this. Yes, absolutely. You can clone the same Microsoft Form template for course evaluations. Use my Power Automate to store responses and apply sentiment analysis similarly. You can also filter responses by courses and term in Power BI or Power Apps for easy access.
Thank you so much for that, Hussein. On to our next question. Can multiple departments manage their own feedback systems using the name of the platform or using the same platform? Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yes, you can create department-specific SharePoint lists and forms or apply filter within a central list to segregate data. Role-based access controls can limit visibility per department. Yes.
Thank you, Hussein.
Uh,
On to our next question. How accurate is AI Builder sentiment analysis in non-English response or mixed language inputs?
so AI Builder supports sentiment analysis in several major languages, but its accuracy may drop for mixed language input or less common dialects. For those scenarios, custom models or integration with Azure Cognitive Services may yield better results. Yes.
Thank you, Hussein. On to our next question. Can we integrate this system with Google Workspace or non-Microsoft platforms?
While this solution is Microsoft centric, Power Automate has connectors for many third party platforms, including Google Sheets, Gmail, and Slack. Custom integration is possible via APIs. Yes.
Thank you for that, Hussein. On to our next question. Can we use Dataverse instead of SharePoint for better scalability?
Yes, absolutely. That's something. we should go with if we have that kind of license. Uh, yeah, so it has to be used if it can be used if you have the license. But in this case, we have used SharePoint list because uh, it suffices the purpose. Like in case you don't have database license, so SharePoint list works best.
Well, I want to thank everybody for attending the webinar. I hope you got a lot of good information out of it. If you'd like to explore implementing this at your institution, feel free to reach out and contact us. We'd be happy to customize a solution based on your specific needs, or even if you just have some questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining. The recording and demo link will be shared soon. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, all. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.